hello. I got a big doozy for you. And her name is VivziePop, also known as the girl who made 2 shows and they both suck. Alright, let's see. Her art just sucks, and her story sucks, and she sucks as a person, and she just sucks as a director of anything. So let's begin with the art. She has a thing called same body syndrome, where she just draws the characters. Every character just looks like a skinny, tortilla-shaped noodle arms, really tiny arms, boring, like luster lanky box type, you know? Like, it just looks like the same thing, but in different heights. It's boring and repetitive. You could call it the VivziePop torso. That's one thing about her character design that sucks. Then you could also say that the characters have really weak visual motif. Like, Angel Dust is supposed to look like a spider. It's actually a femboy. If you gooned enough, you'd know what that means. But it doesn't look like a spider. It just looks like a fluff thingy. You couldn't even tell. And Alastor, the demon thingy, is also meant to represent a deer. But neither of them represent anything. And Alastor and Angel Dust just look like 2 guys in a suit, while one just looks more of a woman. What else? She wrote hell to be hell, right? A punishment for the sinners, but it just looks like Detroit, you know? It just looks like Gotham, like right here. It doesn't really look like hell. There's no punishment. There's no agony. I guess that could be a different way to interpret hell, but she certainly doesn't really make it look like hell. It's just, okay, why would anyone want to be redeemed? Like, she needs to set up like a baseline to make anything look good. So she has very weak visual motif. Bad backgrounds, bad atmosphere, really bad overall. Like, nothing's good. And let's see, with the writing, she loves to use F-bombs, swears, and just overuse swearing, like, just as a crutch, because what the heck are you supposed to do when you can't really write intimidating dialogue or evil? Because it's supposed to be set in hell, so every person just needs to say, F, B, 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 my vagina. Just like, it's all that SNCA stuff. Like, not even Mexico we say all that stuff. Like, all we say is torta or something. Alright, so it just makes adult characters in hell sound like edgy teenagers. Like, she couldn't even go for classy, like, bad, like, classy swearing. Like, no, just there's 3 basic swears. Like, the 3 same swears. It's just bad. Like, these characters are supposed to be set in every era of the world. Like, Lucifer is supposed to be like the first one of the few first angels or something, and yet he speaks like he's 22. Like, every character is set in their own century, and every century, even decades, have different accents and different ways they talk. And there's certainly not a lack of words and lack of accents she could utilize due to her like connections with Amazon. Speaking of that, she fired every single person on the indie pilot she made. She only kept about 9.3%, despite like tweeting what she tweeted. The indie spirit lives on, but it really doesn't. And none of the original artists practically returned. And I just think the dialogue sucks, the art sucks. Now let's talk about the story most of all. Like, she really sucks at telling. She just shows. No, the other way around. She just tells you the entire story. Just like if a character just has trauma problems, the character will just say, "Yes, this is my trauma. Yeah, there's no hints, no signs. Here it is. I have daddy issues." And it's just boring. I don't really understand why she couldn't even write characters that would like. You should be able to see the issues, not just hear them. Like, okay, the character, like every character has daddy issues, and the characters just say them themselves. Yeah, I have a problem with my dad. Like, it's just boring, repetitive. The only character I can genuinely remember not having problems with their father is just Millie. It's just really fucking boring. Like the trauma, like if you're gonna do hell and you're gonna like make the characters like go to hell because of their traumas or just be bad people in general due to their traumas, maybe just show, don't tell. And what else? What else? Oh, this is a very generic jab at her. Uh, this is very deviant art and lazy. Like, why do the characters need just demon transformations? Like, I get it if like specific characters had demon transformations, but practically every character besides I think the Emps have like transformations. It's just like Sailor Moon, like boom, I just turn into I have red eyes, my hair it goes up like some Super Saiyan SNCA stuff. And speaking of like the whole levels of imps, did you know there was supposed to be a caste system? So what a caste system is you're born into levels, and the higher your level is, the more rights you have, the more opportunities you have, and the lower your level is, the less you are given, and the more you have to try to get the very little that the people above have more than you. So imagine you're an imp, you can't get a job, and if someone could literally just take you and put you into slavery, and if you do something illegal, they'll just kill you. Like that is the base summary of a caste system. And guess what? She ignores it completely. She just introduces an entire caste system and then just lets the lowest caste have businesses and SAS royalty. Like, do you know how powerful caste systems are supposed to be? Because if you're on the top of a caste system and someone on the lowest caste system even looks at you, you could kill them. That has happened throughout history. Like, a lot of low caste people wouldn't even be allowed to look at royalty, and royalty could just execute them. No further questions, no trial. And just date like if a lower caste dated a higher caste, it would put both people at jeopardy, and that would be really good writing, but she just completely ignores it. Like, the issue isn't that it'll always suck. It's just that it could have been a good story. It could have been a good redemption story about the lowest people of hell, just and like sinners who would be damned to hell forever, just rising to the top. That could be awesome. Like, but she just ignores it. She just writes her fan fictions and just a sincere like it's the lore is inconsistent. Speaking of inconsistency, one of the main characters in Hazbin Hotel, Alastor, she attempts to write him as like an omnipotent, terrifying Tumblr sexy man, but he just has a really bad track record of just being a garbage sincere character, of just running away and only beating up low level thugs. And what else? What else? And speaking of a weak character, another weak character is Mealy. She's from Helluva, boss. She's supposed to be the wife of Moxie, like, quote unquote, the only functional relationship, but multiple episodes have proved that it isn't. And Moxie is just a little cock, while Mealy is the dominant one, and still there's just issues going on between them. It's almost like every relationship needs to have issues because it isn't a story about an imp being in the lowest caste and having a business and rising to the top and being respected in his field, but it is just more of a romance daddy issue plot, and it's just garbage. Like, I because I get the fact that you just need A stories and P stories, but to ignore the A story completely, and even sometimes even the B stories, like every character is just, every episode is just a new introduction of a character and how they're important to the plot, but they're just not. They could completely just be removed, like, and the story would just go on, and we don't need a whole relationship fiesta about how everyone hates Blitzo and everyone has daddy issues. It's just garbage. And what else? Oh yeah, speaking of romantic relationships in the shows, they're just toxic and shallow because there is no one good relationship. Everything is just super shallow and either one-sided or just toxic. Like, for example, um, just some relationships are entirely built on sexual intercourse, which would be like Blitzo and Stolas, and it's just artificial. Like, it was retcon to just make them childhood friends, which which was really fucking funny. I understand how stupid this sounds for me to talk about it, but when I see opportunity and it be used to make garbage, literal dust, I should feel like I should have something to say about it because I get how it's just a garbage show and I should just ignore it, and I try my best, but when when you have time and when everyone's talking about it, you kind of get curious, and if I have to spend 20 minutes every 6 months, because if an episode comes out once every few months, I'll spend a 20 minutes, I guess, to get like pop culture, even if it's like SNCA. Just a way for me to sound less gay, I guess. Um, Oh yeah, another thing is ruining antagonists for fan service. Like, uh, sh- VivziePop turned Stolas' wife, Stella, from a genuinely hurt partner into a cartoonishly evil one-dimensional villain, simply to just justify Stolas for cheating. Because I just don't get the fact that she introduces these complex storytelling procedures, these complex patterns, and then suddenly stitches the most simple thing ever, just making, oh, I can't write a story about cheating and this and that. Might as well just make her a bad guy so I don't even bother doing anything. It's just sad. And what else? What else? What can we talk about here? All right, so, uh, and another thing is her inability to take criticism. Like, I just find it really, really, really funny that people just call her out. Like, she is a director, she is the writer, she is the designer of everything. She probably has 60-70% of input, and she just can't take criticism. She is deeply insecure about her writing, and often, like, she even uses her characters to make meta jokes to deflect criticisms, and then she just rambles on Twitter, and then people just own her, which I find really hilarious. And what else? Let's talk about her profession. Like a deep dive. She heavily relies on what else? Oh yeah, she heavily relies on like live streams run by the pilot voice actors to fund the Hazbin hotel pilots and build the fandom, only to discard those actors once she got an official backing. And what else? Oh yeah, one of the characters voice actors, Vivienne, so what's it called, with massive medical debt, and VivziePod forbid the person to do the characters' voices for like a charity memorial stream, hurting the ability to raise money, which was funny. She also she isn't even good at SA and trauma. What was it? Yeah, Angel does, like, the character she wrote to be just this loser pest, and he just gets abused, and it's just so bad that it's funny. And what else? What else? Oh yeah, since she's so popular, she takes all her fans, and when anyone criticizes her, she'll just drop this atomic nuke of clearly autistic individuals who will stop at nothing to defend this bad writing because their brains are built like middle schooler children who watch Bluey all day and night. Yeah, and since she's a Tumblr person and a deviant girl, of course she's gonna have a lot of drama. So let's see. She drew a 27-year character drooling for a 14-year character, and it all just really sucks. And from what I'm seeing, nothing's really good about her writing, story, or art, which is the basic fundamentals. The only thing she's really gotten is just the opportunity, which she solely wasted. She has cut off every single tie she had. And I haven't even begun to talk about the quote unquote adult shows for children. For I have discovered something which really makes sense if you think about it. So people people release all these adult shows, but about, you could say, 50 to 60% of it, even more depending on the quality of it, is watched by people under the age of 18 when it's supposed to be over 18. Like, for example, Rick and Morty, you'll have kids watch it. You can't really control bad parenting, but it tells when you write fucking Helluva Bus or Hazbin Hotel, where nearly all the fans are just children, and it's just a big issue. It just represents your entire community. Like, if only dumb children and dumb adults watch your show, that clearly tells you that it's just bad everything. And I don't really know what else to say because I really don't want to get in depth into this garbage, but I'll say this thing. I don't really care about all this SNCA political stuff. If I made the show, they would probably fully be gone unless I'm just doing it for jokes and hilariousness. But if I had to write my own hell of a bus, I wouldn't demean the Bible. I wouldn't do this whole Bible thing where I introduce like the characters in like bad lighting. These are like genuine stories and or religion, and you shouldn't really make fun of that kind of shit. And I guess the big nose producers would really would like that thing, but not really me. I think she's just a backstabbing, defaming snake who can't write and can't make stories and just has lack of impulse control. Like, she writes impulsively based on what she wants in the moment, ignoring long-term planning and logic. So every episode is just some relationship daddy issue fiesta. And I guess if she's making money selling merch of just selling all these garbage merch, like, when I go outside, I only see Whenever I see anyone who wears Hazbin hotel merch, they're always one of those people who are like self-diagnosed, don't know fashion, speech impediments. I genuinely have not seen one normal person just like that stuff. I guess a lot of people watch it, but the people who like it are the true weirdos, from what I've seen. Just go on TikTok and look up Hazbin Hotel cosplay. You'll see what I'm telling you. Oh, what else? What else? Yeah, I guess that's it. Everything about her show just sucks, and she'll never improve because she's been working on this since almost for more than 10 years, I'd say, and it's just all garbage. So what else? What else? Oh yeah, I was getting to it, to this part. So adult shows aren't really designed for adults. They're just kids shows, but they can swear and not have morals or good endings. Because what I like about kids shows is that it teaches you like morals, like you know how Sonic says that's no good. Like those are good stuff to teach kids, but when you intentionally write a show to also appeal to half children and half adult children, you just create a generation of losers who were just schooners and less inclined with the religion, because all Rick and Morty and Helluva and Hazbin Hotel do is just make fun of it. And I guess it would make sense if you believe in the question, the J question. If you know, you know. So what else? What else? Oh yeah, someone suggested me this chicken nugget, spelled wrong. It's a BuzzFeed show about Hello Kitty characters, but practically every character is the. So imagine Hazbin Hotel without the swearing, and it's My Little Kitty or My Hello Kitty. It has a lot of relationships, slop, garbage. It just from the few shorts I've seen, it just practically promotes um really, really, really weird what's the I don't want to get bad, but I want to use good terms, like really, really, you could almost say sexualize innuendos, like LGBT spectrum innuendos, where every character states that they're queer and in this part of the spectrum, and you just see 9 year olds. I'm not kidding. 9 year olds in the comments saying, I'm going to also explore my gender and my preferences, and it's just evil. It's just genuinely evil. And I just find it disheartening that YouTube allows this stuff. And if I had to tell you one thing, is try homeschooling your kid. Don't give them phones or computers. I say give them a console and like a disc player with pre-selected shows. And if you're up to it, even homeschool them. Because if you let your kids be outside your control, then they're not really gonna be like you. They're not gonna agree with you. They'll have opinions that just might be wrong. And they'll develop lifestyles that'll just be self depreciating. Like it'll just lower them as human individuals. Like imagine you just put your son in some public school and then he starts acting like a, what's it called, a ghetto white boy, you know? Or you put your daughter and now she's the fucking throat goat. So by all means, if you just are a lazy parent who just wants their DNA out, just have a kid. Just put them in public school and just let them watch and do whatever they want. And don't cry when your kid, you just don't know who your kid is. You won't understand them. Statistically speaking, they'll probably be immature for 20 whole years before you manage to like connect to them deeply, because you can't control their maturity. And you depend on random social workers and government workers to just raise your kids. So I just think that all these indie adult shows aren't funny or garbage, just because they try to be adult shows but also for kids, and statistically speaking the writing is just gonna be bad. And I don't really want to repeat myself as I've been told, so I'll just end it here. Have yourself a good day and goodbye.